Like and subscribe to PalsFundamentals on YouTube for more videos like this. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to briefly look into Faroese Flag Day, celebrated April 25th, 2025. And this year was special, right? The 85th anniversary of the flag's recognition.
That's right, 85 years. Quite a milestone.
So we've got some reports, one from the Faroe Islands, another from Greenland, and also a YouTube video from the ceremony in Tórshavn itself.
Good range of sources there.
Yeah, and the idea is just to get a quick handle on why this day is important, what connections it, brings up. So let's just dive in.
Okay. Well, the first thing that really jumps out, I think, is that strong historical link, particularly with the UK, that runs right through these celebrations.
Absolutely. In Tórshavn at the ceremony, they had Brigadier General Neil Bellamy representing the UK.
Right.
And he passed on happy Flag Day wishes, on behalf of the UK. But he also specifically mentioned the Scottish regiments.
The Cameronian Association?
Yeah.
Yeah, acknowledging their role in World War II alongside the Faroes. That wartime connection is just, it's central.
It really is. Bellamy expressed, real gratitude for the Faroes' support back then, especially highlighting the fishermen, the sacrifices they made.
Yeah, a huge risk they took. And he made the point that 85 years back, when the UK formally recognized Faroes vessels flying their own flag, the Merkið, it wasn't just like a bureaucratic thing, it was a sign of respect. Respect for Faroes' identity right in the middle of the war.
Yeah, he really stressed that, didn't he? That it was about recognizing a unique identity, not just procedural.
Exactly. And he tied it into the present day, too. Talked about the flourishing relationship now in trade, fisheries.
And the Prime Minister's recent visit to London,
Right,
showing these links are still alive.
Yeah, definitely. He also brought up the sort of sobering reality of war returning to Europe.
Right.
And used that WWII cooperation as a model almost, a reminder about standing together for, shared values.
It's interesting how that history keeps echoing.
It really does. He also, thanked the organizers, the musicians at the ceremony.
Good stuff, yeah.
And mentioned that remarks were coming up from the Cameronian Regimental Association. Then he closed with congratulations and well wishes for the flag.
And then following that, there was this quite touching bit from someone from the Cameronian Association.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about this strong emotional bond between the Scots and the Faroes. And he even brought up a football match from 2006.
A football match. Wow. That shows how these connections pop up in, well, unexpected ways.
Totally unexpected. It really speaks to those, people-to-people links, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And he also gave a bit of history about the regiment itself, the Cameronian Scottish Rifles in WWII.
Right.
And how they were actually disbanded in 1968 rather than merged, specifically to sort of preserve their unique identity.
Ah, interesting detail.
Yeah, and he said the association exists now to keep that name and heritage alive. So their presence at the 85th anniversary, well, it meant a lot.
They saw it as a real honor being part of Flag Day and the anniversary. And he also mentioned a plaque. Apparently, veterans from the 12th Battalion gave it back in 1985.
Okay.
To thank the Faroes people for their kindness during the war. And they pledged support for the War Museum, too, to kind of raise awareness about the Faroes' strategic role back then.
That's great, keeping that history visible. And he finished with that Churchill quote, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, the one about, this is not the end. Hopefully, it's simply the end of the beginning.
Yeah, really captures that sense of ongoing connection, that the story isn't over. So Tórshavn really hammered home those UK ties born out of the war.
Definitely. But it wasn't just Tórshavn, was it? The celebrations reached Greenland, too.
That's right. Faroese Flag Day was also marked in Nuuk, which, shows a different dimension of Faroes' identity.
How did they mark it there?
Well, the Faroes flag, the Merkið, was flying on city buses, public buildings, and they had an event at Hans Egid's Hus, organized by the Faroes representation, which is actually based in Reykjavik, and the local Faroese Association in Nuuk.
And who attended? Was it a big turnout?
It sounds like it. Lots of Faroes residents who live in Nuuk, apparently, plus Greenlandic parliament members, and even most of the new Greenlandic government showed up.
Wow, including the premier.
Yeah, the premier, several ministers. It signals pretty close ties between Greenland and the Faroes.
Definitely. And the Faroes Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade spoke.
She did. And again, she emphasized the 85th anniversary of the flag's recognition by the British. But she added an interesting point that the choice of the Merkið itself wasn't like a foregone conclusion back then. So getting that specific flag recognized by the British was really significant.
Right, it wasn't just any flag they were allowed to fly, it was their flag, the one they'd chosen.
Exactly. And she also had a really specific message for the Faroes people living in Greenland.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
She acknowledged their situation, having, as she put it, two homelands.
Ah, that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, it really captured this idea that being Faroes isn't just about geography. It's about identity. It's about a shared heritage you carry with you, in your heart, wherever you are. It crosses borders.
That's a powerful message. So, if we boil it all down, what's the sort of main takeaway from these 85th anniversary celebrations?
Well, I think it's twofold, really. First, the celebrations, both in the Faroes and Greenland, really underlined those deep, enduring historical ties with the UK, especially forged during World War II.
Okay, the historical link.
And second, they showcased the strength and the reach of Faroes' identity itself, how it extends beyond the islands, particularly to the Faroes community in Greenland. It's a living identity.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about the power of symbols, like a flag, to represent who a nation is, and how events from, 85 years ago still shape relationships and cultural understanding today, especially in that whole North Atlantic region.
Absolutely. History isn't just in the past, it's woven into the present.
Well said. Sources linked below.